Hi, and welcome to the 2020 Economic Recession and Preparation Channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining me today. Today, I want to talk about the rise of the freelance economy. As you know, we have over 50 million Americans unemployed or seeking unemployed benefits. And as a result, many people have turned to either those who don't have jobs, who do have full-time jobs, either working from home or working remotely, or they're doing on the side freelance economy gigs, the gig economy. So today, they're saying that there's a $1.2 trillion freelance economy markets in the United States in the age of this pandemic. There was a 22% increase since 2019, and it's fueled in part by an influx of younger, highly skilled professionals seeking flexible alternatives to traditional employment. So now we have more than one third of the American workforce freelancing. Freelancing is just a fancy term for somebody who's a contractor, independent contractor, or somebody who uses their skills to moonlight to make money on the side, or they make money as a full-time job doing that, either from home or from an office, rented office space with other collaborators. So it contributed 1.2 trillion to the U.S. economy. A study by Upwork revealed on Tuesday. Upwork is a major proponent of freelancing because what Upwork does is Upwork is a company where they believe in outsourcing, and so they hire people not just from India and Singapore and Thailand, but from America too, and from South America, who work on this platform, and they take a 10% cut of your earnings. And there's other platforms too, like Etsy. A lot of the young women use Etsy to sell arts and crafts. Shopify is another big one that's big on the market now. And so all of these freelance things are contributing to the U.S. economy growth, but it cannot sustain the growth. As you know, in America, we have a workforce of 160 million people, of which 60 million people are unemployed right now. So that means that over a third of the workforce is unemployed, and freelance economy cannot make up for that much money because you don't make that much money on these sites, on these internet sites. Even the web design people who sometimes were commanding in its heyday in the dot-com bubble, they were commanding $1,000 up to $800 to $1,000 an hour during the dot-com bubble of the 2000s and all of that. But today, most freelancers earn under $2,000 a month throughout all categories, whether that's web design freelancing or writing or graphic design, you name it, secretarial services. And so while the number of freelance work have increasing, that is a bad sign for the economy. Now, according to CNBC.com, they said that amid a tough job market for recent college graduates, half of the Generation Z workforce, those aged 18 to 22, have freelanced in the past year. And of those, more than a third, 36%, since the onset of this pandemic. Now, more and more professionals are freelancing full-time. The share of independent professionals who earn a living freelancing full-time has increased 8 percentage points to 36% since 2019. 59% of freelancers say that their skills training has upped their ability to get more clients as a result of being home and to meet the demand of customer services and e-commerce and web commerce. Upwork president Hayden Brown says, quote, "It's not surprising that freelancing is on the rise in this era of uncertainty." She noted another driver in the growth of remote work is that we expect this trend to continue as companies increasingly rely on freelancers as essential contributors to their own operations. Now, mind you, they don't have to pay benefits, healthcare benefits or retirement benefits to these freelancers. And they actually are taxed more because they're taxed as self-employment persons, and they get taxed more and they have to pay taxes quarterly, as you know. Freelance jobs reported to be in most demand today are computers, mathematics, and in finance business operations, according to the report. 26% of freelancers work entirely remote, and 46% work remotely more than half of the time. So now we have 67% of full-time freelancers say that freelancing has prepared them to cope with the uncertainty of the pandemic better than those in traditional jobs. I can kind of agree with that. You have some creature comforts of home in a familiar environment, but freelancing it's inconsistent in earnings and inconsistent in clients. Because remember, just like a traditional job, you have to search and find your own clients. If a client doesn't pay 1 month, then you're out of luck. Or if you have a dispute, 9 times out of 10, the company that you're freelancing for is going to go side with the customer and not you. So now that we have over 59 million Americans freelancing, and we have this increase, we do not have an increase in actual job creation. And this is a key point that I want to bring home to you, is that yes, more Americans are freelancing, and that is a fantastic thing to do. If you have skills that you know can pay the bills, do that. Work on it. But the problem comes when there's no new job creation, either organically or in the public or private sector. Where are these people going to work? Because freelancers need clients too. They need customers. But if there's no jobs, there's no customers. If there's no small businesses, there's no customers to choose from. So the statistics that break down the freelancing is this. We have 50% of Generation Z people that choose to freelance. Millennials, 44% choose to freelance. Gen Xers, 30% choose to freelance. And boomers, only 20% choose to freelance on a daily, monthly, or weekly basis. So our workforce is in transition, and this means that it's going to be every man or woman, boy or girl for themselves in terms of their earning potential, in terms of the money that you make and the money that you spend in this economy. This economy is still 2/3 of a consumer-based economy, and so this means that people are going to be more and more reliant, more and more dependent on dollars circulating in households, dollars circulating in small businesses, dollars circulating by this government. So while the freelancing people are increasing their population and they're contributing something to the economy, that's not a lot when you think of an economy. The United States economy is a $20 trillion engine, and freelancing only contributed $1.2 trillion to the U.S. economy since the pandemic began. So it's a small amount. We're still going to need small businesses in America. We're still going to need manufacturing to come back in America. We're still going to need help to transition from this pandemic economy to an actual real economy where we have full employment, where we have wages that actually meet the demand of the bills, of the cost of living that it costs to live in the city and in the country and in the suburbs and in the hinterlands of this nation, this great nation. Because even the freelance economy does not pay a whole lot of money. So you're faced with the same problem as those who actually have a job, where wages are stagnant. Wages are stagnant all around. And that's what this next financial administration has to address in their plan, is how do we get more jobs, more relevant jobs to this more technological jobs, more high paying jobs to actually support the standard of living that most Americans are used to. So that's something to keep in mind as we go through this crisis that's going to continue. Freelancing will continue to make an impact. Freelancing will continue to be with us for the next 5 to 10 years, but it will not be the magic pill that solves the sickness of this economy, this depression that we're in. Because after all, everyone needs customers, everyone needs consumers. Unfortunately, America is going to have neither one once this Great Depression really gets going next year and in the following 2 years after that. Because everyone will be broke besides the top upper 1% by design. So get prepared now, stay prepared now, be blessed.